Hi, and happy Friday. Today, I want to do something fun. I want to share a new AI tool with you. And I'm hoping to do this on a regular basis, to share a new tool or to use an old tool in a way that may be surprising. So today, I want to start with a new tool. And the reason I'm holding the microphone up to my face instead of on my shirt is because I'm actually going to be demonstrating this on my phone. And the tool that I'm demonstrating, let's see if I can get it angled to the camera, tool that I'm demonstrating is Pi, P-I, Pi.AI. It is the first emotionally intelligent AI, but it's not the only one. There's another one that is coming online, well, that's already here, called Hume, Hume.ai. The reason why I'm demonstrating Pi is because this is the first one that I was introduced to and am most familiar with. But Hume may outlast Pi. Pi may not be supported by the company that developed it for very much longer because they've gone on to do other things. This is the nature of the AI world. It's changing very, very rapidly. So you can use Pi on the web. You can use the desktop app, but I like to use the phone because if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, I'm going to start a new thread. So this looks very, very similar to ChatGPT. They all look very similar these days. But there's a little telephone. With ChatGPT, there's a little microphone because if you didn't know, you can talk to ChatGPT as well, just like I'm about to talk to Pi. Pi is, as I said, an emotionally intelligent AI. What does that mean? It means that it's great for coaching. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different scenarios to give you an idea of what it can do for you. And I use this all the time. So I used this last Saturday because I had a dispute with my neighbor. I live out in the country, and long story short, we've got some flooding issues. We're bringing in some fill, some dirt to try and protect our own property. Anyway, it's turned into this big thing, and our neighbors got very upset with me. And instead of sticking their head over the fence, maybe they should be more emotionally intelligent, sticking their head over the fence and talking to me about it, they actually complained to council without talking about it. So this has become this whole big thing. So I'm going to ask Pi for advice. I actually did this on Saturday. I'll reenact what I did on Saturday. So you can see I hit the little telephone, and now it's coming online. Hi, Pi. I need your help with something. It's thinking.
Hello. It's great to have you back online. If you have any further questions or need more assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help.
Excellent. I would like to have you help me, please, with a situation that I'm dealing with my neighbor. My neighbor is upset about the amount of dirt that I'm bringing into my property, and instead of talking to me about it, they decided to make a complaint with council against me, and it's very upsetting. It's going to be very expensive. So I want to talk to them, and I want to try and get on the same page. It's not going to do anything about the complaint, but I want to have a good relationship with them going forward. What would you suggest?
It's commendable that you're looking to maintain a good relationship with your neighbor despite the challenging situation. Here are some tips for approaching the conversation. 1. Prepare and stay calm. Before the conversation, take some time to gather your thoughts. Collect any relevant information and make sure you're feeling calm and composed. 2. Listen actively. Let your neighbor express their concerns and actively listen to their perspective. Try to understand why they felt the need to involve.
All right, I'm going to interrupt Pi here because Pi will go through an entire 9-step process, and which is actually really good. Now, what I want to show you is that not only does Pi talk to you, but he writes out, and I say he because I've got a male voice, but you can get a female voice as well. He writes out the answers so you can go back and refer to them. Really, really cool. Let's do another scenario. Let's do a scenario where I want to have a coaching conversation with my boss. Again, this is a real life scenario. This happened, I had this conversation with a client day before yesterday. Pi, could you help me with a problem that I'm having with my manager?
Absolutely, I'm here to help. Tell me a bit more about the problem you're experiencing with your manager. Is it similar to the situation we discussed earlier?
It is actually.
Or is it something different?
No, it is actually. I forgot that I discussed it with you. Could you remind me what I told you, and could you remind me of the advice that you gave?
Certainly. You mentioned that your client was having trouble with their manager, who was pushing back and delaying a business case they were preparing. Your client was getting frustrated, losing motivation, and concerned about the potential impact on their career and the business. The advice I gave was to structure a conversation with their manager, starting by setting a positive tone and expressing gratitude for their attention to detail. Then, they should clearly explain their frustration and discuss the potential negative consequences of the situation. After that, they should propose solutions, seek feedback and agreement, and close the conversation on a positive note. I also suggested discussing the reasons behind the manager's requests for additional detail, aligning on the purpose and goals of the business case, and establishing regular check-ins to prevent.
And again, I'm going to interrupt. That was fantastic advice. And it was a real life scenario where I was coaching a client on how to deal with the situation with his manager. So I was first introduced to Pi by a friend of mine who was using it to coach her child. This isn't the same scenario, but I'm going to make up a scenario and see what Pi has to offer. Pi, I am so frustrated. I'm hoping you can help me. My 6-year-old daughter just refuses to eat a lot of foods right now. She used to be a great eater, and now she's become a very picky eater, and she'll only eat foods that are orange or red. How can I get her to eat? Help me, please.
Hi there. It can be really frustrating when the kids become picky eaters. It's pretty common for children to go through phases where they're reluctant to try new foods or suddenly become picky. Here are some tips that might help. 1. Involve her in meal planning and preparation. Let her choose some healthy foods that fit her color preferences, such as carrots, sweet potatoes, and strawberries. You can also let her help you prepare the meals. This can make her feel more invested in the food and might encourage her to try new things. 2. Try the 1-bite rule. Ask her to try at least 1 bite of a new food. This can help her get used to different flavors and textures without feeling overwhelmed. Praise her.
And again, I'm going to interrupt. And there you go. That's what Pi told me to do. So not only does it talk to you, it will document your conversation. I would highly encourage you to try it. It is a phenomenally useful tool. Again, Pi.AI or Hume.AI, Hume. Give it a go and let me know what you think. Contact me and tell me how you went with it. Talk to you soon.